This is your final Daily 5 for Wednesday, August 19th, 2026. I'm not even going to worry about whether I'm going to make the 5 minutes on this. I mean, I probably will try to keep it at 5 minutes, but I'm not as overly concerned as usual because, as I said, this is the last 5 I'm going to be doing. There are some things going on with the show that mean that some stuff is going to be changing. Now, we're going to talk about it in more detail on the Friday show. There's no way I could really fit it all into a 5 of any length, to be honest. But I have just arrived at a point where things need to be different. I don't know how else to really put it. And I feel bad saying this. I have a level of, or a degree of guilt in saying this because I know there are people who enjoy the 5s. And so I am sorry about that for people who enjoy them, but I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't enjoy them all that much. And honestly, the reason I started doing the 5s to begin with was because it was supposed to be a good way to build audience engagement and let people find you and have a different avenue of something for people who didn't want longer shows. And in my experience, that did absolutely nothing. This is part of a larger issue that I'm, at this point, just, I guess, past the point of putting up with? I don't know what the term would be because I don't want to come off like I'm being some kind of petulant, whiny baby about anything because I don't really want, it's not really what it is. I think I've just, after all this time, arrived at a particular point where I'm thinking to myself that if something isn't all that much fun and it doesn't seem to be engaging with many people anyway, then there really isn't much of a reason to do it anymore. And I don't know what that really means for the future of the show in general, but I know for sure that the 5s are not something I want to continue. That's an easy one. If I have to pick some element of the show where I'm like, yeah, that's something that we can just go ahead and drop, the 5s are simple for me because many weeks I'm scrambling to even think of something to talk about. Some weeks are easy, some weeks are not. But it's not as if I have people say, use an AI tool to scrape for things that might be interesting. I'm not doing any of that. No, that's not it. If it's not interesting to me to begin with, I don't need something to try to make me interested in something just to be able to put out a 5-minute episode. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I would do that. I'm sure people do. Good for them, I guess, but it ain't going to work for me. And so, so the 5s are going to end. I was going to try to do them through the end of the year just to make it nice and tidy. But there again, I just thought about it. I'm like, why? Who cares? What's the difference if it ends on the last day of the year or it ends in the middle of August? Who cares? It doesn't make any difference. So rather than just keep butting my head up against doing this, even though I am right now keeping an eye on the timer to make sure I hit around 5 minutes because see, I can't entirely shake it, everybody. I can't. My brain works the way it works. But it just doesn't make any sense to me. So again, for people who've enjoyed the 5s, I'm glad you enjoyed them. I'm not going to say it was misery or anything like that. Don't make no misunderstanding on this. I'm not comparing this to some type of actual terrible thing. There are far worse experiences in life, and I'm sure at some point I'm going to run into some, than recording a 5-minute episode for a podcast for people to listen to and not being all that thrilled at doing it. There are greater tragedies in the world by far. So I don't want to over dramatize. It's not a big deal. Like I said, I'm happy that people enjoyed these at all. I could really say that about the show in general. It's still astonishing to me in many ways. But like I said, it's just, I guess the time has come to seal this part of the show off because I'm not sure it was ever that big a deal to begin with. Certainly in the larger thing, but I'm not sure that it really added much to the show in general. So as far as everything else, I don't know yet. That's just kind of up in the air. I've changed my mind about things before. This feels a little different than that. But at this point, we've done a lot of episodes. The show's been around for a long time. And I don't know whether there's really a place for it anymore. So if there's not, that's fine. Things end. What are you going to do? If there is, we'll see. But like I said, as far as the 5 goes, this is it. And it's 5 minutes and that's it. So thanks for listening, everybody. And talk to you, I don't know, later, I guess.